10 biggest mistakes Meghan Markle made that ruined her name. Number 10, not understanding the need for privacy. How many of us would love to be given an entire folder with all the information and contacts we need for a new job or role? Yet, Meghan couldn't be bothered. It's no wonder why she made so many mistakes along the way. And now it's no secret that members of the royal family value their privacy, but Meghan seemed to have a hard time grasping that concept. From revealing personal details about her relationship with Harry to sharing intimate moments on social media, she consistently disregarded the importance of keeping certain aspects of her life private. Her emotional outbursts in public interviews only added fuel to the fire and made her appear less dignified. In the royal world, discretion is key, and Meghan's lack of understanding in this area caused a great deal of damage. When it comes to the royal family, less is definitely more. But let's not forget how she handled the media. Instead of following protocol and working with members of the press, she chose to fight against them. Her legal battles and public statements only created more negative publicity for herself and the royal family as a whole. And it's not just her relationship with the media that suffered from her actions. Meghan also failed to understand the importance of maintaining a good relationship with the royal household. By opting for her own team of staff and making demands that went against traditional protocol, she alienated herself from the rest of the family. In short, Meghan's disregard for privacy was detrimental to her reputation and caused tensions within the royal family. Number 9, treating staff poorly. Another mistake that contributed to Meghan's downfall was her treatment of palace staff. The reports surfaced of her being demanding, rude, and even bullying towards her aides. This not only reflects poorly on her character, but also goes against the royal tradition of treating staff with respect and kindness. In a world where reputation is everything, these reports only added to the growing negative perception of Meghan. Many began to see her as entitled and difficult to work with, which ultimately affected how she was perceived by the public. It's no surprise that there were also rumors of clashes between Meghan and Kate's staff, as the two women reportedly had different approaches to working with their aides. While Kate is known for her warmth and close relationships with her staff, Meghan seemed to struggle with maintaining positive relationships. That issue was further exacerbated when multiple members of Meghan's staff resigned or were let go within a short period of time. This high turnover rate only added to the speculation and rumors surrounding her behavior towards her staff. Ultimately, treating those who work for you poorly is never a good look, especially when you are in such a public position like Meghan. Number 8, disregarding royal protocols. As a member of the royal family, there are certain protocols that must be followed. From dress codes to public appearances, there are strict rules in place that Meghan seemed to have little regard for. Whether it was wearing dark nail polish to a royal event or crossing her legs in an inappropriate manner, these small but significant actions only solidified the image of Meghan as a rebel and outsider, and Meghan's disregard for these protocols only added fuel to the fire of public scrutiny. Number 7, not accepting criticism gracefully. The media scrutiny that comes with being part of the royal family can be overwhelming, but it's something that must be expected and handled with grace. However, Meghan seemed to take any form of criticism or negative press very personally. Instead of rising above it and maintaining a dignified silence, she chose to fight back through lawsuits and public statements. This approach only added fuel to the fire and caused even more backlash towards her. In conclusion, it's safe to say that Meghan made some pretty big mistakes during her time as a member of the royal family, whether it was her disregard for privacy, treatment of staff, or lack of understanding of royal protocols. These errors ultimately led to her name being ruined in the eyes of many. Now let this be a lesson to us all that sometimes it's best to take the time and effort to learn about our new roles and surroundings before diving in head first. Ignorance is never an excuse, especially when you're a member of the royal family. So let this be a cautionary tale to any future members of the royals. Learn from Meghan's mistakes and make sure to handle criticism with 6, failing to adhere to royal protocol. As a former Hollywood actress, Meghan was used to living by her own rules, but when she became a member of the British monarchy, she had to follow a strict set of guidelines. Unfortunately, Meghan didn't always stick to these protocols. She made various mistakes that went against royal etiquette, and these may seem like minor slip-ups, but they can have a big impact on the public perception of a princess. But let's be real, who wouldn't want to break a few rules if they were part of the royal family? I mean, have you seen those gorgeous tiaras and designer gowns? And don't even get me started on the lavish palaces and luxurious vacations. It's no wonder Meghan wanted to add her own flair to the traditional customs. However, in the eyes of the conservative royal family, her actions were seen as rebellious and disrespectful. But the late Queen Elizabeth was known for her strict adherence to protocol, so it's no surprise she wasn't too pleased with Meghan rule breaking. Number 5, rushing into marriage. Meghan and Harry's whirlwind romance captured the hearts of millions around the world, but for some, it felt like they were moving too fast. After just over a year of dating, they tied the knot in a lavish ceremony that cost millions. And while some may argue that love knows no timeline, many saw this as a red flag. Rushing into marriage without fully understanding the responsibilities and expectations that come with being a royal was seen as a major mistake on Meghan's part. After all, she was giving up her own successful career and comfortable life in America to become a member of the British monarchy. But did anyone stop to consider that maybe this wasn't a rushed decision at all? Perhaps Meghan and Harry knew exactly what they were doing and simply didn't want to waste any time apart. In fact, many couples who have been together for years still struggle with the idea of marriage, so why wait? Number 4, not seeking guidance from the royal family. One of the biggest mistakes Meghan made was not seeking guidance. As a newcomer to the world of royalty, she could have greatly benefited from this advice and experience. Instead, it seems like Meghan and Harry wanted to do things their own way without any outside interference. This led to a lot of missteps and caused tension within the family. Seeking guidance from the Queen and other members of the royal family could have helped Meghan avoid many of the mistakes she made. Number 3, going against tradition. The British monarchy is steeped in centuries-old traditions and customs, but it seemed like Meghan had her own ideas of what it meant to be a royal. From not wearing pantyhose to speaking out about political issues, she constantly went against tradition. And while some may applaud her for breaking the mold, it caused a lot of backlash and criticism. The royal family relies on tradition to maintain their image, and Meghan's actions were seen as disrespectful by many. In conclusion, while Meghan may have had good intentions, her lack of understanding and respect for the royal way of life caused a lot of damage to her reputation. Being a member of the royal family comes with a certain set of expectations and responsibilities, and it's clear Meghan struggled to adapt to this new lifestyle. Hopefully she has learned from her mistakes and can move forward in a more positive light. So if you ever find yourself entering the world of royalty, take some advice from Meghan's mishaps and remember to always prioritize privacy, adhere to protocol, seek guidance, and respect tradition. Your reputation will thank you for it. And who knows, maybe you'll even get a crown out of it, or at least an invite to afternoon tea with the king. So go forth and conquer the royal world with poise, grace, and a little bit of rule breaking. After all, what's royalty without a little rebellion? Number 2, codependent couple. Despite the royal family's take, Prince Harry and Meghan have attested to their seemingly fairy tale romance. In a 2018 interview with BBC, the couple sat down to talk about the origins of the relationship. However, thoughts about Harry and Meghan's possibly codependent relationship have become a trending Twitter topic, especially following the release of Harry and Meghan. One user tweeted in part, "They have the most unhealthy codependent relationship I've ever seen." Another person wrote, "I suspect Harry has been literally transformed by what he believes is his intense love for Meghan," adding he's completely codependent on her. And number 1, making controversial statements. When you're under constant media scrutiny, it's important to choose your words carefully. Meghan, however, seemed to have a habit of making controversial statements that only added fuel to the already burning fire. From openly discussing politics and her personal beliefs to addressing the issue of racism in the royal family, Meghan didn't hold back. And while these actions may have been admirable in their own right, they did little to help her establish a good reputation within the royal circle. As a wise man once said, "Loose lips sink ships." But let's not forget that Meghan is still a human being with her own thoughts and opinions, and it's refreshing to see someone in the public eye who isn't afraid to speak their mind, even if it means ruffling a few feathers. That is all for today. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more news on the royal family and updates on your favorite celebrities. And I'll catch you next time on The Rich Life.